Good morning, people. Brett Redburn here, Bad Intentions Boxing, and I'm joined by the new British lightweight champion, Maxi Hughes. Maxi, buzzing, literally looked like you're smiling from one cheek to the other. How are you keeping this morning, buddy?
Still on cloud nine. Feeling good, yeah. So that's on where I can put it. Yeah, still buzzing.
No, it's absolutely fantastic. And I think those who tuned in on Friday, like myself, it was a fantastic display of boxing. It was a resounding, resilient performance. Was there anything further that you took away from that you actually thought, well, I wasn't expecting that to happen, or anything else?
No, pretty much everything that how it went is how I visioned it happening. Knew I could hurt him to body. Knew that was going to be the key, and it just went perfectly to plan. So yeah, I'm happy. I watched it back last night for the first time, and I thought it was a overall good performance. It's still, as you can imagine, I'm always my worst critic, so picking things that I could have done better and different, but that's part of learning, and going forward now I can get back to gym and work on them things ready for the next one.
I suppose let's talk about the finish. The finish came in a little bit of an unorthodox fashion. It looked like there was a little bit of confusion from possibly Paul Hyland's corner. What was going through your head at the time?
I just following referee's instructions. As everybody knows, when I watched it back, I knew he said it anyway, but he said it. He couldn't have said it any clearer. As we touched gloves before the fight, he gave his bit of instruction, and he said, "And lads, most importantly, defend yourself at all times. That means don't turn your back on your opponent." I think that turning his back, because from the way I saw it, the referee did his job. I hit Paul in body, and it really sunk him, and he found it from somewhere. It like dropped really quick, like he was gonna touch down, but found it somewhere within himself not to touch down. So he just did like a really low squat, but he did it really quick. So the referee saw it, thought it was going to touch, realised he didn't touch, said box on, but at the point he said box on, Paul turned his back and were looking for a way out. So the referee said box on. I think you could hear it a lot from when you watch it back. I don't know if it's his corner or whether it's the referee shouting Paul. I'm sure they shout Paul like 3 times before I even get over to him, shouting Paul, Paul, Paul. Because but immediately when you turn your back like that, it just shows you've give up, you've quit, you've given your right to carry on fighting. You've shown you don't want it. I think he's come out and said on his social media that he just wanted to catch his breath. Well, you don't just get a chance to catch your breath if you get hurt. He should know, with the amount of fights and experience he's got, if you really want to catch your breath, take a knee. He should, when he nearly went down, he should have gone down. Should have gone down, touched his knee or his hand down, and he would have got his count. It would have got 8 to 10 seconds to catch his breath, but he didn't. And watching it back last night, I watched it back with my wife, and my wife's a really good unbiased. She's got a real good unbiased opinion on watching things. It was his body. It was his body language throughout the fight. You could see him get hurt a few times. He was complaining a hell of a lot to the referee, and I ended up getting done for headbutting, even though I clearly did not headbutt him. I was the smaller man, so all I did was keep my chin down and my hands up. And because I'm smaller and more compact, the way he boxes clumsy, falls in with his head. He's coming in and falling in and banging his face on top of my head because he's the taller man, and then I were getting done for it. So it's down to his fault. And then he kept, every time he banged his face on my head, he were looking to the referee for help. And there was a low blow, and that was totally by accident. I hold my hands up to that. I really didn't mean to do it, and I apologise for that. But then he tried to get me back. He tried to hit me low back, but he missed. He hit me that low, his fist went through my legs. So he tried to purposely get me back and he failed. So it just didn't go well for him. And even, let's even say that finish didn't happen if I didn't listen and I waited for Paul to if I give Paul these 10 seconds and just waited for him till he, made sure he were ready to continue, made sure he'd had a nice rest after nearly going down. It were one-way traffic. I'd started hitting him front body from round 4. He barely landed a shot on me. He didn't hurt me with anything, and it were gonna start getting bad for him because he'd give up mentally, physically. He didn't want it. I was coming on strong. It were one-way traffic. He were going to get hurt. So albeit he did get knocked down and got put down. If he was somehow allowed to continue, it was going to end up bad for him. So, yeah.
It also looked like there was a point earlier in the fight where he'd fallen back onto the ropes and sat himself on the ropes, but the referee didn't score it as a knockdown. I know myself and many other people that I was talking to actually were of the opinion that should have been counted.
Yeah.
So again, I think there was points and there was telling signs within the fight earlier on. And again, armchair critique sat here, but actually it looked like there was more than one occasion where you'd attack that body and you were sustaining damage, and you could visibly see that on Paul, whether he was wincing or whether he was, showing signs of pain.
Yeah.
But it was visible. Was that very much part of the game plan to attack the body?
Yeah, from what we'd watched, me and Sean had watched and studied, and particularly although he got finished, I think he got put down with headshots with Ritson, but I think there was a couple of body shots Ritson threw and hurt him with, and again when he gets hurt, he sort of panics and starts flapping and trying to throw shots really wild and leaves himself more and more open. But yeah, and same with the Patera. He obviously got stopped with the body shot against Patera. So it was always planned, and I think he's a bit big for the weight. Maybe Paul needs to move up because he's quite tall, obviously quite a bit taller than me, and I don't know what his weight cut were like, how he made weight. I don't know, but he's quite big footweight, and maybe he could move up a weight and he could be stronger, and his punch resistance might be a bit stronger. But yeah, from what we'd saw, our game plan was to always target the body. So yeah, and so straight away, I noticed as soon as I started letting some body shots go, they really sunk in, and I could hear the noises. And he did tell me, to be fair, it was all right when we spoke in changing rooms, and he told me himself that I kept hurting him to body. So it was the plan to hurt him to body, and it came off all right. It proved right that what we thought.
And again, we'll just congratulate you following that on what is a fantastic victory, third time lucky. And I think it's important that a lot of the plaudits that have come off and said that Maxi Hughes is such a nice guy, he's a lovely bloke, he's like this, he's like that. Is there an element, do you think that's gone against you, or do you think it's due rights now that finally you look like you're continuing to improve?
Yeah, I think, I'm not arrogant. I ain't got a chip on my shoulder. I'm not cocky out like that. I don't get nasty with other boxers, calling them out, saying bad stuff about them. So I think maybe that's what they mean in finger. I'm an honest pro. I just get on with the work, sort of no nonsense, though I do like a laugh. But yeah, it's nice to get them comments. Are nice, and just to say that I deserve it. I've certainly worked hard for it, and yeah. So now we've got these 3 big wins on bounce in 7 months. Things are just going on the up and up, and I feel I'm just getting better and better every fight.
We spoke earlier on off air, as we have done previously, and we know that European title at the moment is vacant. Is that a fight or something you'd be interested in taking?
Absolutely, I'd love to fight for that. I'm building a little bit of a collection up now, so yeah, another belt would certainly be nice. And again, Europeans, another step up. So it's another challenge to get my teeth stuck into and aim towards. But yeah, see what MTK are thinking. I'm going back to the gym tonight. I'm not going to train, but I'm just going up to see it, lads, and show the new silverware off. But yeah, we'll have a couple of days, I think, and then we'll start plotting our next moves and see what fancies us. But yeah, the European title sounds. I really like the sound and the look of that. But there's also, as we were saying earlier, Francisco Patera, who has just vacated the European title. I feel like he's got a really easy touch in fighting Davis Brisecchio for the WBC silver, which obviously winning that will push Patera's ranking up really high in the WBC. But he's a fight I'd really like. I believe I beat Patera. Obviously, he's also beaten All Ireland, so yeah, I'll be keeping a close eye on that one. That's potentially something to aim for as well. So we'll see what MTK options can do. You know, there's also and obviously options defending belt as well. So I knew it, and I knew it could open doors for me winning the belt on Friday. So we'll see which is the best option for us and the best route. And most Wonga.
I think, as we've referenced before, and what we've called, you're an honest man. You still work for a living as well, and box pro full time, which I imagine is difficult. There's also the potential of all British domestic tear-ups, let's say, that would actually draw a lot of interest from people within Britain. You've got Lee Selby, who last fought out against George Kambosos Jr., who's going on to fight for a world title. You've got Luke Campbell, who recently fought Ryan Garcia, valiantly, and was defeated there. There's some big names in that lightweight division from Great Britain, and potentially when crowds come back, there's the element that we could entice lots and lots of people with the form and the run that you're on, and actually where these guys are now in their career. Is that something, again, that you'd be interested in?
Yeah, just to be involved in good fights, what people are really interested in, and fights, on big stages. That's what we're in it for. Yeah, so any big fights that can be made and come my way, most definitely love to be a part of. And and I think MTK are doing a great job with the shows at the minute with all the like 50-50 fights and just good competitive fights that they're putting on. So and they obviously what they've done for me, they keep providing me with these golden opportunities which I keep taking and keep delivering. So I'm sure they'll just continue to do the job for me and provide me with some good opportunities.
Yeah, I think that's a fair statement as well. I think, shout out to MTK Global for that fantastic card that they had on Friday. And that's not been the first within the last few weeks. And as you say, you're very much the man of the moment, the man of the hour, and the golden goose at the moment. MTK within that British domestic scene. So it's absolutely fantastic to see. Final thoughts or anything moving forward, or speak to anybody that tuned in and watched the fight on Friday, Maxi?
Yeah, just I've had loads and loads of really kind messages, words. So thank you to everybody for that, and just all continued support. Yeah, it really means a lot. So just thank you. Thanks again to all my team, Sean, Wayne, everybody down at the gym, my gym mates, Darren, DNEL, as always, providing me with that lovely bespoke personalised fridge. Get all my fluids and my food nice and chilled. So everybody who supported me on my journey, and everybody who's wished me well and sent messages across. So just thank you all, and hope you can continue to support me, and we'll see what the future brings.
Maxi Hughes, you've been a pleasure with us again. Absolutely fantastic to see it, and well done, and congratulations again from Friday. I'm Brett Redmond. This is Bad Intentions Boxing. Let's go.
Nice one.